So hello friends, welcome to channel Learning Chemistry. So today we will talk about a very important topic in inorganic chemistry, especially in the organometallic aspect, which is Wade's rule. So you all know that Wade's rule is a very important topic as far as CSIR NET and GATE exam is concerned. Every year question asked from this topic, and the important aspect of Wade's rule is that you can easily score marks through this type of questions which comes from the Wade's rule. Okay, so you just have to know a certain formulas, so you don't need to struggle as much as you do in the organic chemistry or in the other aspects of physical chemistry or so. So let's start today our topic, which is the Wade's rule. So you have to know that what is the usage of the Wade's rule. So Wade's rule can be used from the transition metal cluster and also the main group cluster. For CSIR NET we generally find there is boron cluster or there is a hetero boron clusters. So Wade's rule just used to calculate the total number of electron count in the complexes, and also it counts the number of electron used in the skeleton bonds or in the non-skeleton bonds. Okay, and from that, using a particular formula, we can also identify the structure of the metal cluster. It may be transition metal cluster or also the main group element cluster. Okay, so today at first we will discuss Wade's rule for the transition metals. So for the transition metal or the main group clusters, the calculation for the structural determination or the electron count is similar. So at first we have to know the method of calculations. Okay, so there is a total electron count which is a TEC. Okay, so how TEC can be calculated? So you have to first calculate the number of electron present in the valence shell. You have to concentrate on this term, valence shell. Okay, valence shell of the transition metal concerned in the complexes or the main group element concerned in the cluster. Okay, plus we have to take the electron donated by the ligand associated with that complexes, and plus you have to add the charge. If there is positive charge, you have to subtract, or if there is negative charge, you have to add this charge to the total electron count. So thus you can get the total electron count. Now there is an example, the electron counts from the atom. If there are certain atoms are present in the structure in the cluster, like hydrogen, boron, carbon, and you all know that boron have 3 electron in the valence shell, hydrogen of 1, nitrogen and phosphorus both have 5, carbon and 4. So you just have to add those number of electrons to the total electron count. Okay, now the third point is the most vital point, where it is said that the transition metal ion uses 12 electrons and the main group atom uses only 2 electrons from the non-skeleton bond. Okay, so what is said that the transition metal ion uses 12 electron and the main group atom uses 2 electron for the non-skeleton bonding. So the polyhedral electron count, what will be that? That is the polyhedral electron count mean the electron used from the non-skeleton bonding. Okay, that is the polyhedral electron count, which is PEC. So the PEC will be the TEC, which is the total electron count, minus N. N is the number of N is the number of metal ions, the transition metal ions, or the number of main group elements which is present in the cluster, into 12 for the transition metal ion and into 2 for the main group elements. Okay, if suppose there is a ruthenium metal cluster from the transition element, so there is the ruthenium, if there is ruthenium 6, then you have to add you have to calculate the TEC. Then after that, for in the place of N, there you have to put 6, then into 12. Okay, and then if you have a boron cluster of B4, so there you have to calculate the total electron count, and after that you have to subtract from the N minus 2. So in the place of N, you have to put just 4. Okay, so there is the N denotes to the transition metal ion, number of transition metal ion, or the number of main group elements present for the cluster. Okay, so now what is said that now you have to assume that X is such a variable which is PEC, which is the polyhedral electron count, by 2. Okay, so if you have to find the X, so then you have to divide it PEC by 2. Okay, now what happens that if X have N minus 1, where you know that N is the number of transition metal ion, number of transition metal ion, or the main group elements. Okay, if the number of main group elements denoted by the, or the transition metal ion denoted by the N, so if X is the number of N minus 1 equal to N minus 1, then the structure will be super closure. If the X equal to N, then structure will be hyper closure. or if x equal to n plus 1, then it will be a closed structure. If x equal to n equal to 2, then it will be nido structure, and further if x equal to n plus 3, that will be Arachano, and if x equal to n plus 4, that will be hyper. Okay, so these are the some formulations. It will be simply understood if you can see some examples how to calculate these structures. So here you can see that a complex is given which is the rhodium 6 carbonyl 16. So according to the rule, first we have to calculate the TEC, that is the total electron count. So there is a 6 rhodium. So you know that rhodium is in the cobalt group, so it has 9 valence shell, so 6 into 9, that is for 54. Okay, so and after that there is 16 carbonyl, so each carbonyl donates 2 electrons, so 2 into 16, that is 32. So if you add them, so you get 86, which is the TEC. Now for the PEC, which is the polyhedral electron count, so we have to subtract 86 by n into 12. So what is n? N is 6. So 86 minus 6 into 12. So 6 into 12 is 72. So you get 14. Now according to rule, the x is such a variable which is denoted by PEC by 2. So here PEC is 14. So 14 by 2 is 7. Now we can write 7 in terms of n, which is the number of metal ions, transition metal ions in the complexes. Okay, so we can, there is 6 transition metal ion and plus 1, which is 7. So which can we say that x is n plus 1. So it is a closed structure according to the previous rule. What we have said, that there is a closed structure. So the rhodium 6 carbonyl 16 have a closed structure. So thus we can just predict the structure, or you can count the electron from the skeleton bonding or from the non-skeleton bonding. All calculations you can calculate from the Wade's rule. So now let's move on to another example where there is a heteroatom. So here there is a ruthenium, 5 ruthenium is present. So you know that ruthenium is the iron group. So there is a 8 electron in the valence shell. So 5 into 8, that is 40. So there is n have 5 in its valence shell, so we have to add that. There is a 14 carbonyl, so each carbonyl donates 2, so 28, and there is a additional minus charge, so plus 1. So what we can get? So we can get 29 for 4, 34, 74. Okay, so this is a TEC. Remember, this is TEC. Now we have to calculate PEC, that is polyhedral electron count. So polyhedral electron count is TEC minus n into 12. So what is n? N is 5. Okay, so 5 into 12. So what we can get? We get 14. Now we have to calculate the x. X is nothing but PEC by 2. So x is 7 now. So we have to write 7 in terms of n, which is 5. So we can write 7 as 5 plus 2. So it is n plus 2. So from the previous formula we can say that this is have closer than nido. So ruthenium 5 n carbonyl 14 minus have nido structure of this metal cluster. So this is how you can calculate the structure from the Wade's rule. So let's move on to another example. So there are 2 transition metal ions. Okay, so let's at first calculate the TEC. So for cobalt there is 9 in its valence shell, so therefore 3 ruthenium. You know that ruthenium is on the iron group, so 3 into 8, that is 24 then. Okay, so there is 3 hydrogen, that is 1 for each hydrogen, that is 3. So from the 12 carbonyl, that is, or each carbonyl donates 2 electrons, so that is 24. Okay, so if you can added up all these things, then you get 60. So this is our TEC. So we have to now calculate the PEC. So PEC is nothing but TEC, which is 60 minus n into 12. So now n is what? There is 1 cobalt, 4 ruthenium. So there is 4 overall transition metal ion. So you have to n is 4, so 4 into 12, so you get 12. So now you have to calculate the x is nothing but PEC by 2, so 12 by 2 we get 6. Now you have to write 6 in terms of n, which is 4 here, so we can write 6 as 4 plus 2, so n is n plus 2, x equal to n plus 2, that is, it is again a nido structure. So that is very simple, just you have to know a simple rule and you have to calculate the each electron contribution from the each ligands and central metal ion. Okay, that is very straightforward. So here we are given two examples which have previously came in the CSIR net. So let's try to solve these things. So from this complex we know that there is a 6 osmium. So each osmium donates 8 electron to its valence shell. There is 8 electron in its valence shell. So 6 into 8, there is 48. So for 2 hydrogen, that donates 2. For 18 carbonyl, each carbon donates 2 electron. So that gives 36. So we get 2 into 48, 50, and then 86. So this is our TEC. Now we have to get PEC. So PEC is TEC, which is 86 minus n into 12. So what is n? N is 6. So 6 into 12. So that is 72. So we get 14. So you have to get x, which is PEC by 2. That is 14 by 2, which is 7. So you have to write 7 as 6 plus 1, that is x equal to n plus 1. So the structure is closure. So again similarly we can calculate from this complex also. Here there is osmium, is number of osmium is 5. So 5 into 8, which is 40. 2 hydrogen, that will give 2. For 16 carbonyl we get 32. Okay, so if you can add up these things, so you can get 34 and 40, that is 74. So this is our TEC. So PEC equal to TEC, which is 74, minus what is the number of n, which is 5. So 5 into 12, which is 60. So we get 14 again. So you have to get the value of x, which is PEC by 2, which is 14 by 2, we get 7. We have to write 7 in terms of 5. So you can write 5 plus 2. So x equal to n plus 2. Okay, so this structure is nido. So very easy to calculate these structures. Okay, so this is how we can determine the structure of the metal clusters of the transition metal ion, and also we can count the total electron count and also skeleton or polyhedral electron count of the metal cluster associated with the transition metal ions. Okay, so in the next video we will use Wade's rule for the main group element metal clusters.